Hello and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship. Today we are in the Porsche Cup. We are at the very technical, difficult track of Zandvoort, renowned for burning your tyres. And we've got 27 drivers who are going to try and pit themselves against 26 other drivers. So before we get into the qualifying, which has started only just, a quick rundown of the table. Obviously there's only been one race. Chris Bourne is currently leading. He won the last race. I would say he's probably one of the favourites for this race. David Noble was second and Derrick Byrd was third. Rounded off the top 10, we then had Dave Thompson, Steve Howells, Roman Mark, Andrew Ambro, Merch Pownov, Lars Eklund and Rickard Westin. So they were the ones who set the pace quite early on, and they're the ones I think who are really going to be taking the the run to the rest of the field today. So what we'll do is we'll join the stream. I want to introduce Krista. Krista's being my co-commentator with me today.
Hey guys.
Obviously you all know Krista does his own streams as well and races, certain races and part of the Group 1. Had a bit of a hectic week as Krista this week, as the admin and stewards have, as a result from the fallout from the Group 1 race. So it's nice to do something different rather than sit there looking at replays and trying to work out penalties, as you could probably appreciate. Quick hello to the stream. We've got Jack, we've got Peter, and we've got Frank. Hi guys. Hopefully you're going to enjoy the race today. What we'll do is we'll jump on board with, we'll pick someone, we'll stay with Neil actually in the periodic Porsche. I'm calling this periodic Porsche because of the periodic tables. Neil's not too bad in the Porsche, to be honest, and he's been pumping some good times in. Reckon the pole's going to be a 139. If anyone gets a 138, they will claim pole, but a 139 is what I reckon we're going to have, and I reckon the top 4 will be in the 139s. Who are they going to be? Difficult. I reckon one's going to be Mr. Wood, one's going to be Mr. Saunders. I think one may well be Mr. Bywater, and I think the other one could well be Chris Bourne. So we'll see if I'm right, we'll see if I'm wrong. I've already had a few cars coming together. And I don't know if they're coming together in the pits or out the pits. Well, that's a really good start and bodes well for the race. A couple of cars coming together, but we shall see anyway where it goes. So I'm just trying to work out where Neil Bywater is now. So he's just come off the straight. He's going through the tricky bit now. But this, he wants to get the car, taking that corner, cutting it a little bit, and then riding the curb or keeping to the curb as much as possible on the left-hand side there. I'll go inside the cockpit view. And he'll get the car to drift left, start his brakes, drop down a bit, get the power down halfway around this, get the car to drift left onto that curb if required, pick his difficult braking point here and take the corner with the ability of getting the power down early. Getting your braking point here is critical. Get it wrong and you will go deep and you will go wide and lose loads of time. Go too early, you'll have to accelerate the car again. This corner is very much similar. If you're too late with your braking, you'll go deep and you'll have to get the car going again. That's really good cornering there by Neil. He'll keep the car straight here, then what he'll do is he'll move it to the left ever so slightly, as you can see there, and he's braking just before the curb on the left, and he'll dip the car into the right, cutting that corner and then trying to keep the car balanced around this corner. The car will drift to the right naturally as he puts the power on. Oh, and he's just managed to miss Ambro there, who's over rotated. Pick his braking point, and halfway round he'll be getting the power down, flat out, and then depending on the car and how you've got it set up, you can take this flat out. As you can see there, he's just tickling the accelerator, otherwise he's going to hit the wall. And that lap time from Neil was a 140. So we've got 3 drivers in the 140s. I'm going to jump on board with Derrick. Derrick is currently the fastest man on track. As we know, Derrick has always driven the Porsche. I think so has Neil actually. So pretty much tried and tested in the GT3 Porsche and in the Porsche Cup. Well, let's see where Derrick takes us. So he's gone through very much the same section as Neil went through before. The left-hand rear, cut the corner, get the car drift naturally to the left, pick his braking point, and then get the power down halfway around the corner, get the car to drift left. And this corner, as I said, is an absolute nightmare. This can make or break your lap, this corner. And then keeping the power on without hitting that grass. If you hit that grass, you're off and your lap's done. Okay, just keeping the power down. And the other thing with this car, there's no traction control. So when you're coming round them corners, it's very tempted to plant it. And if you plant
that's an awkward corner, that one.
It is very difficult. And if you plant it, you're off. It's so delicate, the back end of this car, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. It's just the nature of the car. So it takes some courage, and the fact that I've got 27 drivers attempting it. Mark respect to all them drivers. Derrick's doing well here. I don't know. He's 4/10 up at the moment. We've had a 139, which was Chris Bourne. So there's one of my ones ticked off. Now Derrick is looking very close to Chris Bourne here. He's lost a 10th. He's 3/10 up. Is he going to get it back? It's not looking like he's going to get it back. He's going to be in the 141s or 140 flat. So he's basically 7 thousandths behind Jonathan Wood, who's a 140.1. I'm going to jump to the back a little bit, jump on board with Dave Thompson. Dave Thompson's 1.4 seconds up. His best is a 142, so he's looking at a 141.3 here. If he can get the car sorted down the corner. 141.2 looking at now. 141.2, so yeah, quite a good lap, but he's only just made the top 10 there. I'm going to jump on board with Jonathan Wood. He's on an absolute flyer here. His best. Yeah,
I'm impressed with him because he doesn't drive the Porsche all the time. I think normally, if you're really going to succeed with Porsche, you have to drive it all the time, and he doesn't. So
yeah.
He's
lost 2 tenths into that corner, and he's lost it all now. So he was actually on a 139.6. But
Bourne is on a hot one now.
Bourne is 3/10 up at the moment. He's going for he's 139.7. He's lost a 10th. 139.7. Can he gain anything in this corner? No, he's lost time. He's lost 4/10 towards the last part of this sector here. He's still up, but he's not going to gain much. A 139.8 he's going to have. Oh, 139.7, so he must have been 1.5 tenths. It's not too bad there.
Derrick might do it.
Yeah, Derrick Byrd's going around the same corner. He's 4/10 up. Can he get it right this time? He lost a bit of time. Yeah, he's done really well here. He's going for a 139.6. 139.6, no. 139.6 just. So there you go. We said a couple of them are going to get into the 139s. I didn't have Derrick in my list, I don't think. Oh, me bad. Back to the stream. We've got a couple of guys joined. Hi, Ian. Hi, Terry. Hi, Laszlo. Jonathan Wood's gone off track. Let's jump right down. Who can we jump with? Terry Howard. Terry was up actually. He was considerably up. He's obviously got it sideways. John Saunders is an interesting one. He was in the 139s before. His best is a 143.8. He's got 2 minutes to go, but he's 3.2 seconds up. He's looking at a 140.6 at the moment. So let's see.
You should look at Lars Eklund. Lars Eklund, he's going to go up in the top 3 here, easy.
Yeah. He's going for a 140.2 at the moment. John Saunders. Oh, he's done a 6, a 140.2 has put him in 6th place. So that was a good lap by John Saunders there. Just jump on board with David Gerrard. He's trying to get into the 139s. He's just started the lap, but he did make a lot of time in the last corner, in the very first corner. He's got it all to do now. I'm just going to go back to Ricard. Ricard is 5/10 up. So this is going to put him in the 140.2, so he's lost a bit there. So he's battling for 6th and 7th place here, 8th place perhaps, depending on his lap. Chris Bourne's gone off. But as we know, even the guys who are pretty good at keeping the car on the track can also go off. He's 3/10 up. He's going for 140.4. He's going to move in 1 place up. That looks fit. There you go. He's now into the top 10, and as you can see, a few of the other drivers have dropped down a little bit. 1 minute to go. Hi, Philip. Hi, Willie. Hi, Branko. Hi, Nikos. Right, I'm going to jump on board with Lars. Lars is vying for pole here. Now, if he can get round the corner without Billy getting in the way, or he could get a good tow, he's going for a 139.4 here.
Oh, he's going to get in.
No, he's not doing a 139.4 at all. He's made friends with Barry R. So, Mr. Noble is on purples. He's half a second up. So this is for 139.7 at the moment. He's looking for top 3. and he's still got a bit of the lap to go. So if he can gain time, he's going to be in a very good position here. 2/10, he's got pole. He's just lost a little bit there, getting the power down. But he's still on the 139.7, 139.6 now. 139.5, it's 139.8, sorry. He's starting to lose time a little bit, 139.9, and he's looking now to be into the 139s. He's lost so much time towards the end there, 140.17. That was the time.
That last turn is just a killer.
Yeah, it just
I don't know what it is, but
takes everything off you. So yeah, qualifying's coming to an end now. A couple of guys out on track, not really making much time up. Obviously, we'll sit on board with John Saunders. He's currently 7th. He's 1/10 up. He could end up going up one place. He's 2/10 up now, so he's looking potentially at a 139. John Saunders was one of them drivers, as well as Chris Bourne, I thought was going to be a 139. He's 3/10 up. He's definitely on the 139s as we speak. He's 4/10 up. Oh, bit of sideways there, and he's lost all his time. That twitch took 4/10 off him. Was too eager on the accelerator, I think, there, and that's lost him his time. That's the nature of the beast. Yeah, he's lost time there. Back in a second. Okay, let's have a quick walk down the grid. And in pole position, the 701, we've got Derrick Byrd. In second, we've got Lars Eklund in the 696. Then we've got the typical purple livery of Chris Bourne in the 118. David Gerard with a flying lap towards the end there in the 986 PWS car. We've again got the number 48 of Jonathan Wood and the number 8 of David Noble. Then got the 38 of Neil Bywater and the number 10 of John Saunders. We've got the number 18 of Dave Thompson and the 991 of Rickard Weston. Got PJ Vitala in the 987, and we've got Steve Howells in the 969. The 515 is Andrew Ambro, and the 922 is Jeffrey Vandervoort. The number 19 is Mark Christopher, and the number 88 is Jeremy Arabas. The 201 is Terry Howard, and the 20 is Tris Simpson. We've had a car already go to the pits. We've got car 999, which is Becca Loram. We've got Eric Dont in the 963. We've got Kevin Torrance in the 86. I don't know who it is who's gone to the pits. I'll check if I can. We've got the 355 of Billy Stewart and the 222 of Melvin Garland. We've got the 67 of Peter Miles, the 27 of Andy Lees, and Manuel Souza in the number 30 car. So they are your current runners and riders. What we'll do is I'll jump forward for the start of the race. I'm not too sure who it was who's jumped to the pits, but we have actually lost a car. So I'm not too sure who we've lost. I can't work it out whether it's a bad connection or something like that, but someone's definitely gone. Whether they've given up or not, I don't know. But yeah, we're down one car. But this is the exact same number who raced last week. But I know Neil, I don't think, like raced last week, so Neil Bywater is the difference this week to last week. So we've lost someone who did qualify last week as well. 20 seconds to go. Yeah, Laszlo, your t-shirt's cool, mate. I've got mine's on order. I'm waiting for it. And when mine comes, I'll wear it for the show, obviously, anytime on camera. But yeah, can't wait for mine to arrive as well. Here we go. Going to start the rolling in a minute. Don't forget, this is a two-session sprint race. So what we might be doing during the race, it's not a live stewarded event, but Krista is going to have a look at incidents. We're not going to publish them. They're not going to be investigated. But what I will put on the screen is if an incident is being investigated, I'll raise it to you just so you know that we've picked up on an incident. But there won't be any penalties be given in the race itself. So that's for your benefit. Obviously, it's not a live stewarded race. It's basically testing what we've got to make sure we're consistent with it using race control. But yeah, it's so you might see the odd flash up saying, you know, driver under investigation. Nothing will come of that. And if the people do not register the incident, they won't be looked at. And off we go. Great start there, Lars, with an absolute flyer. Now this first corner is going to be really interesting. Jonathan Wood's lost a bit of place there as well. But we've got everyone around the first bit. Everyone's gone round. So far, so good. No contact as such. Let's quickly catch the next corner. This corner here is where everyone starts to go wrong. And they outbreak themselves quite early on. We get contact. That was very close. Again, we've had a car. We've had a spinner. A couple of cars off track there. Terry Howard was involved in an incident. Let's have a quick look at Terry just to see what happened there. I do think it was a bit of a love tap where a car's just tapped him and it's just sent him off wide. Becca Loram, there was contact between him and Becca. Becca, the 999 car. You can see there, Becca's got his braking point completely wrong. And he's dived up the inside and made contact. So Terry Howard got away with that one there. But yeah, I think Becca's got his braking point really wrong this early on into the race. And that's when, you know, cold tyres, eagerness, that's the sort of thing that's going to happen on a track like this. Because this track isn't forgiving. It's very easy to hit a wall on this track. So I'm going to jump forward. The battles have already started, as you can imagine. This is John Saunders being followed by the periodic Porsche, as I'm now starting to name it. And you can see there's quite a trail behind. Now, we'll take a lap or two to get the tyres warm up. And Jonathan Wood is putting a lot of pressure on David Noble. He was extremely close to David. So is he going to get a run on the straight? Let's see if he's going to get a run on the straight here. Straight is just not long enough. You need a cracking drive out to get the inside line to do them on the braking. He's just not going to get the opportunity here. And as you can see there, if I go to David Noble's rear cam, you just get to see just how quick one car pulls away, and then you get the concertina effect on the braking. And you can see a fantastic view down the track there of all the cars running nose to tail. And again, so far so good, nice and clean. So go to the helicam, see a really good view there. Let's jump back a little bit more. We've got a few cars still battling. That's Jeffrey Vandervoort putting pressure on Ricard Weston in the yellow and blue car. And then further back from that, we've got Terry Howard now. And that Porsche is all over the place. That one in front of him of Tris Simpson. He looks like he wants to do a bit of a special rally stage in there. Put in the corner, then go in on the grass. This is a car that just does not like the grass as well, especially with it being no traction control. The wheels will just spin out. So he was quite fortunate there. He kept it on track. Otherwise, I think Terry would have had him. Yeah, Terry's obviously used to the Porsche now. He raced it last year in the GT3. I know the Porsche Cup's slightly different. But I think once you're used to the Porsche, you're used to an element of the car, I think it's fair to say. We've got Andreas. Dimitri, hi guys. Don, is that everyone? So, what are you putting in the chat? Just let me have a look. Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, it was you come out, Andreas, was it? I was trying to work out who it was. So yes, I think you were on track. Hope everything's all right. Right, I'm going to just come forward to Jonathan Wood again. He's putting real good pressure on David Noble here. And John Saunders is not going anywhere quickly. So this battle's going on and on and on. There is another just as good a battle just behind. I'm going to jump to that because they've just eased off a little bit. And it's this battle, these three cars. We've got Jeffrey van der Voort in the 922, currently putting pressure on Ricard, and PJ sat behind the pair of them waiting to pounce. So I'm going to jump on board PJ and go to the cockpit cam of PJ so we can just see what the view he's got and what he can see in front of him. So good angles in there, PJ. Oh, we got a spinner, Mr. Thompson's off. Now, was that contact? Let's have a look. So let's have a look at what got on here. So that was Dave Thompson and that was Steve Howells. Steve Howells. There you go, managed to find it. Steve Howells is in the grey car. Dave Thompson's in the car in front. So there's nowhere near each other there. So unless Dave's made a mistake. Oh, Dave's gone sideways. He spun it round. And that's took Howells off. Oh, and they've all managed to avoid it. Wow.
Yeah, there's a little nick there as he went off.
Yeah, he just caught his rear wing. So oof, that was definitely a bit of a slippy moment there for Mr. Thompson. But he is up and running again. And he's now behind Terry Howard. So, yeah, that was definitely heart in your mouth stuff there. Just over-rotated it, kept the power planted. And Neil Bywater has lost loads of places. I can't see anything where there's been an incident. But he just seems to have really gone down. He's in 22nd position. You seen anything, Krista?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Because he was quite high up, Neil Bywater. He's right towards the back now, unless he fancies a challenge. These two have been battling. Terry did take Triss. Triss has took it back. Oh, so yeah, Andreas got her. Okay. Well, I hope you're feeling better, Andreas. Yeah, the car doesn't help, I think. The car tenses you up, doesn't it, the Porsche? It's like, you know, oh, Jonathan Wood's off. Matter Big off. What's happened there? It looks like he's planted it into the barrier. There's no contact.
Yeah, that was self-inflicted.
There's no contact. He's by himself. But where is he coming round? It's the same corner, isn't it? Oh, he's got. Look like he got a twitch there. Actually, he's done the same as Mr. Thompson, hasn't he? No.
He might have some damage.
Oh no, he's hit the grass. Oh, that car took off. He got his right-hand wheels on the grass there, and that moved the traction across to the other side. So I think he's going again, but that Porsche is going to be damaged. So that's Neil Bywater and Jonathan Wood right towards the bottom of the grid now. So that's turned out to be a bit of a disaster for them. Going to jump to Mr. Van der Voort now. He's still putting pressure on Ricard. They've lost PJ a little bit. PJ's a second and a half behind them now. So Van der Voort's having a good run. He's keeping the pressure on. And there's been a bit of a to-ing and throwing going on here between Noble and Saunders. Don't know whether Noble got a little bit of a twitch there as a result of coming down, but Saunders took Noble and Noble got him back, and you can see now Saunders is off. But Lars Eklund's the fastest person on the track at the moment, but he's being closely followed by Derrick Byrd. So I will just go back to the back of the pack. Jonathan Wood and Neil Bywater. Oh, we've got a car going off there, and that's Peter Miles. I just want to keep track of these two, because these two are racing side by side, Neil Bywater and Jonathan Wood. And they've come up to Andy Lees here. Now this is for position, so Andy Lees doesn't have to give. And we can see behind that is Mark Christopher as well, but Mark Christopher's bonnet looks up. I think Mark Christopher's sustained some damage there. Oh, Jonathan's car looks like it's struggling steering there. It went very, very wide. Neil Bywater's looking very racy into the corners. Yellow flag, and that's another car off. That's Eric Dontu's gone off there.
Yeah, self-inflicted.
So let's have a look at what Eric did just to see what went on. I'll switch to Eric now, don't worry. There you go. So Eric's come round. That corner's catching everyone out, Krista, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's because I think they're either getting on the grass. He's done exactly the same as Jonathan Wood there. Oh, that's nasty for the car, That's nasty for the car. And we've got David Gerrard, who's gone off in the PWS car. Let's wait for the replay to finish. I've got no control until the replay's finished. There we go. So David Gerrard is going again. So it gives me a good opportunity being with the PWS just to mention our sponsors. PWSPreciousWashers.co.uk. Got Syndeo.world, I think it is. And we've got Aqua Green. And obviously with all the guys who do the donations as well, it allows us to carry on operating. and carry on this service we provide. You know, there's always bills coming in, if you like. We are managing to cope with it quite well, but you know, we're pretty much settled for the servers and stuff as we stand, so that's really good stuff, and we just want to thank everybody involved who puts that hand in the pocket, no matter how small. Buying all the merchandise and stuff like that, it all helps and contributes to what you guys and what we enjoy day in, day out. So big thank you there on behalf of yourself, Jeremy, and obviously the rest of the eSeniors. So I'm going to jump back to Dave Thompson. He's got himself going again now. So him and Terry Howard are back again. So Dave ended up behind Terry as a result of going off. Now I don't know if Dave's got any damage because he hit the barrier on the inside. But Terry was also involved in an incident, but I don't think his damage was major and overcritical. Oh, we've got Darren Newton in the chat. Hi, Darren. For those who don't know, Darren Newton is Mr. PWS. So, welcome, Darren. Supporting your boys, no doubt. So, Mr. Gerard did have a bit of an off. He's currently running 9th. And Mr. Christopher, I think, had a bit of a disastrous start and is currently running in 21st. I think his car is damaged as well, Mr. Christopher. His bonnet does seem to be flapping a little bit. Well, just going to jump back to Jeffrey van der Voort. These two guys have been at it from lap 1 and they're still at it at this moment in time. Anyone else new?
And in the meantime, Jonathan have passed Andy Lees and put good distance to him, but Bywater is really struggling to get past Mr. Lees. Yeah.
And Melvin's called it a day. Melvin's joined us in the chat. Hi, Melvin. I do know you on the grid because I think you were third from the back. But obviously we had a bit of a problem. Robert Abando's joined us. Hi, Robert. Has there been any incidents? There's been 1 or 2 incidents, but they've been self-inflicted, most of them. Cars over-rotating into corners. Oh, and I nearly ate my words then. Mr. Van der Voort nearly hit Ricard. In fact, that might... Yes, that has shown up as an incident. Yeah. So that was a tap on mine. That's come up as an incident. You've probably got the same, Chris, have you?
Yeah, so really of the 3 incidents, it's not anything that would have any sanctions. So that's really good. Yeah. Because the offending party got the worst of it.
Yeah. You've had enough of this car, Melvin said. Cheers, Darren. Thanks for the finger, the thumbs up on the stream. It's... we try to maintain decent quality in the streams and stuff. Right, there's been an incident at the back. Oh, this is the second time Becca's been involved. So, in front of him at the moment, I think that's Mark Christopher. But he has an incident with another car, and I'm not too sure who's involved with. Is there another car off track he collides with? So far, so good.
Yeah, Andy Lees.
Oh, yeah, Andy Lees has got it.
So, Andy Lees spun, and Lauren went into him.
Yeah, God, that car looked like it was on ice then, the way it was spinning.
Yeah, Andy has had a lot of problems. He's been spinning all over the place.
Now, I'll tell you what, that was a good recovery by Becca, the way he got that back on the straight. Jeremy's just made a pass on Howells. Jeremy in the dark blue and red car has just made a pass on Howells, and Tris Simpson is now, in fact, we've got a nice little, just jump back a couple of cars, you'll see all these together. So we've got 5 cars together. So Dave Thompson, the car at the back, is one of the ones that went off before, and he's already been putting pressure on Terry Howard. I think Howells was off before as well. He caught the wing, actually, of Dave Thompson, if I recall. He's just gone a little bit deep there, and Jeremy's just kept the inside line. But all 5 cars are keeping themselves going. Dave Thompson again, just getting his tyres on the dirt on the left. Just needs to be careful. He's been off once. Now they're all looking for that fantastic angle that you just caught. Oh, and he's on the grass again. He's going up the inside. Oh, that was lucky. I thought there was going to be a tap and a spin there. Obviously got his braking point wrong a little bit there. Just jump back to that. Is he going to try and do him under braking? He's got the outside line. He's going for the inside. Looks like he might be going for the out braking manoeuvre. Oh, that was a disastrous move up front. That. Just show that again quickly. That was Tris Simpson on Jeremy. That was never going to stick. That was never going to stick. Was it, Krista? Not a cat in hell's chance that was going to stick. And that caused problems behind then as well. Jeremy's managed to keep position. Well, that move by Tris Simpson there was just not cricket, as they say. And Triss has now got a good run on him here as well. He's going for it again on the inside. Yeah, Jeremy won't fight it. He's gone deep though. You can see the black mark on the track where he's had to brake hard. So Triss is fighting with that car really, really well. But I don't know. I think he might end up going off. There you go. Over rotated again there, trying to put the power down. And all the time, Jeremy's not putting commentator's curse. Jeremy's just gone off into the barrier. Oh dear, dear, dear. So Jeremy's lost a few places. That was self-inflicted. And that means all the drivers now, from where Jeremy went off, he's up and running again. And you can see Neil Bywater's catching him, as is Mark Christopher. So yeah, Jeremy will be disappointed with that because that was a self-imposed error. But you just don't know whether the pressure behind caused it. And we're back to these two again. Jeffrey van der Voort and Rickard Weston. And the guys haven't really come into contact with each other. They're just racing. Looks like Jeffrey's thinking about the inside here, but he just hasn't got a good enough run. I see PJ still sat behind watching, but he's just backed off a little bit. PJ's a second behind. It's almost like he's waiting for one of them to make a mistake so he can jump. And then behind them we've got David Gerrard. Right, I'm just going to jump to the front. It's getting exciting. Lars has lost time, and we've now got Mr. Bourne and Derrick Byrd breathing down his neck. But Mr. Bourne is trying to capitalise on this. As we know, Chris Bourne is always seems to come good towards the end of a race. And don't forget, this is the first of 2 sprints. We've got another qualifying session after this, which could completely change it all. And there's been 2 cars off, and that was an incident. Let's have a quick look at that. And that was involving Jonathan Wood and Kevin Torrance. And Jonathan Wood looks like he's lost out on this one. So let's see what happens here. So Kevin's in front of Jonathan. So far, so good. Jonathan's just gone wide, but he's all right. He's got the power down really well there. Whoa, what the? I'm struggling.
Yeah, he gets a little spin there. I would give him 5 seconds on that if I was.
That was it got a twitch in the car at the corner, didn't he?
Yeah,
oh,
and also on Simpson and Howard. I would give them 5 seconds each for causing a collision.
Yeah. Oh, Bywater's got a problem. Look at Bywater's car. What's going on with Bywater's car? Can I find Bywater? His car was bouncing all over the place. Look, it's not going around the track properly.
Yeah, he's twitching around. I don't know if it's his connection or if he has physical problems with the car. Or...
No, we've got a problem because the server's not picking up pings. I've just noticed the pings have gone off the server. So this could end up being... Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I've got another car going off there. But there's been contact at the front. Big incident at the front. Let's have a look at this. This is Derrick Byrd and Chris Bourne. Something's happened with these two. Has one of them gone for the move up the inside and the other one's not give in? But they have lost out to John Saunders. Chris Bourne's put it on the grass to try and make that corner. He'll do the gentlemanly thing and he'll let it go by again. Very difficult.
That's a flag on the play, as we say in American football.
Yeah, they've both lost places there to Mr. Saunders. So yeah, just caught that one. But yeah, back to Mr. Bywater. What's going on? Am I missing something fundamentally? It seems to be cars bouncing. Neil Bywater's still going, although his car does look like it's connected all right now. So Kevin's gone off, obviously, there. We can see that. Now, Neil's car's seeming all right now, so whatever his connection problem was has gone. Wow. Let's see quickly in the chat. We've got Jorgen's joined us. Hi, Jorgen. No, Darren, this is a championship, the Porsche Cup. It's a double legger. Oh, the gap's in the leaderboard. My apologies. There you go. Sorry about that. Who raised that? Gaps in the leaderboard. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the car is definitely nasty. Yeah, it's a championship race. And who else have we got? Yeah, it must be a connection issue, that, because Bywater's is. I mean, he's all right now. But I don't know what's going on. We've had a problem with the PWS car. have a quick replay of that one. That was, oh, he's already gone off there. So he's come over the corner, he's over-rotated it. You can see his bonnet's up. So that David Gerard car is going to be somewhat damaged now. You can see Neil Bywater's passed him, and Terry Howard's going to be running close now. But the beauty of this is because it's a dual sprint race, even though they might finish quite far down or not in the top 10, if they have a second race and they finish really well, the positions are averaged out. So obviously if you win both races you get maximum points, and John Saunders has gone off. Let's have a quick look at what's happened with John Saunders. So he'd already managed to pass these two guys, and he was on his way. I was going to say catching Lars Eklund up, but then he's had a mistake. He's lost loads of places. Has he got a more severe problem here? Because he's lost several places. He's got round that corner. Everything looks okay there. With a bit of a off at the back. Derrick Byrd and Chris Bourne. Oh, and he's just gone. He's hit the curb, hasn't he, there? And it's rotated the car. He must have had it planted. So he's waiting and waiting. He's going again now, but he's down to 8th place. He's lost a lot of places, and he's now behind the battles that were going on earlier. So I'm going to quick run down. Got 9 minutes to go. First place, we've got Lars Eklund. Pretty much walking away with it now. 10 seconds behind him, we've got Derrick Byrd. So he was battling with Chris Bourne. They've been changing place a little bit. One of them went wide before in the last corner. But this battle's still going on. There's been another incident. Let me have a just quick look at this one. So this is between David Gerard and Terry Howard. So David's right at the back. Terry's in the green one. Unless, no, David could be the one in front. I can't tell. There's both. I don't know who's in which coloured car. But I think that's Mark Christopher behind. Oh no, that's Mark Christopher in front. Oh no, that must have been Gerard behind, sorry. But yeah, he's hit him. That's definitely one for Mr. Howard, I think. Hitting the driver. Oh, nearly got collected on the way out there. But that means David Gerard is now down. And he's gone off again. He's in 22nd position. His car's looking real unhealthy. The bonnet's up on that car. But he is going again, so the car's still moving. Let's have a quick look at his dashboard to see if he's got any problems with the steering. The steering's straight, so that's a bonus. It means it's still drivable. Just don't know if he's got turning, full turning. Very delicate around that corner. He's easing off a lot there. You can see the car struggling to turn. Going wide. It's not accelerating as you'd expect it to either. He's definitely got damage there, so he just needs to keep it on track. There are cars further down the track behind him. The saving grace for him there is that's where he's going to be. So was with Chris Bourne. Just go back to the helicam. Chris Bourne's a second behind Derrick. We've got David Noble, who's just under 9 seconds behind Chris Bourne. He's had quite a clean race. Ricard Weston, another driver, who's had good battles with Jeffrey van der Voort for the whole race. Another PWS car's gone off. That's one way to get your advertising on telly, get your drivers to go off and get them on the camera. Jeffrey van der Voort's been putting pressure on Ricard for the whole race. These two have had a fantastic battle. They're going to be sweating. They've got another race to go. PJ's been sat there lying in wait. And just behind them, as you can see, John Saunders, who had an off before and lost several places. Another guy who's had a very consistent race is Mr. Ambro. He had a good finish last week in the Porsche. He's repeating it again. Top 10 so far. Dave Thompson has got his head down after he's off before, and he's into the top 10. Chris Simpson is still fighting with... now that looks like that's Stephen Howells. That's a back marker. So that was for not for position. That was for a pass. And then Neil Bywater in the periodic Porsche is going again. Jonathan Wood's 9 seconds behind. So he's been struggling since he went off and hit the barrier. Terry Howard's 4 seconds behind them. As we saw, Terry Howard before just had contact. That did lose him praise. Jeffrey van der Voort's gone off. Let's see if I can just do a quick 10 seconds if I caught it. So he's come around the corner. He's over-rotated it, but he's not hit the barrier. But he has lost the place. So that wonderful battle. Has he kept it going? He has indeed. Okay. That wonderful battle's gone. Eric Dont has had an incident. He went off before, but he's running. I don't think his car's damaged. And Trish Simpson's been involved. I think that was a tap, actually. It looks like Steve Howells has passed him yet. That was a tap. Mark Christopher with his bonnet up. So he's currently running in 16th place. If he has a good run in the next race, that will really help him and bump his position up. Jeremy, who was running really well and then over-rotated his car and put it in the barrier. Andy Lees. Andy, he made a mistake before, but actually, he's not done too bad out of this. He's in 18th. He started, I think, on the back row. So he's not done too bad, Andy Lees here, and he's obviously still going as well. You never know. He's got 5 minutes to make another place up or for someone else to go off in front of him. Billy Stewart. I've tried to work out who the person is on the top of his car. Unfortunately, I can't work it out. If someone knows who it is on the top of his car, can you put it in the chat? I struggled a little bit. Kevin Torrance. Yeah, just a request there from Darren, guys, if anyone can read that. If you want to support PWS, go and like and share his Facebook page. It's very much like us asking you to share and to like and subscribe to eSeniors if you haven't done already. We've got 21 viewers and only 10 likes. My maths isn't the best, but they certainly don't add up. But yeah, another shout out there for Darren and preciouswashers.co.uk. And Darren, I don't know if you want to put your Facebook link in there. The guys can just click on it. Becca Lorum, who had a really good start, but got a breaking point wrong quite early on and has since lost their places. Jonathan Wood's gone off. Big style. Let's see if I can just do a quick replay and see what caused it. He's just throttled it round the corner, hasn't he, there? And
yeah, that's what everyone has been doing. Yeah, you come in too hard. You have to go really tight. Do you see the dark line there? Yeah. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, the second you go white, you're on the rubber balls, aren't you? And then we've got David Gerrard. As you can see, his bonnet's well and truly up there. He'll be getting a nice draft, if nothing else. Peter Miles, who's trundled along. Manuel Sousa. And we've got Howells, who's decided to call it a day and got in the pits. So he's had a bit of a disaster, but there's another race to go. So even though he's 25th now, if he finishes in the top 10, he's going to raise his profile up from a finish position. The only battle we've got at the moment is Dave Thompson and Andrew Ambro. Yeah, Darren, just have a read down at Andreas's comment there. He's we've shared the logos out with some of the streamers who do their own races. What happened, Steve? You had a battle with Triss, was it? And there was some sort of contact at the end. Did you quit shortly after that? Oh, bad driver. Right. You or not. Right. This is the closest battle. Jonathan's just managed to pass Eric after going off on the grass. The other battle I'm keeping an eye on is Chris Bourne up at the front. But Andrew Ambrose holding Dave Thompson off brilliantly here. I said Andrew Ambrose had a good finish last week as well. So he didn't race much in the off-season. And I don't think he finished last season either. So it's good to see him come back and be as competitive as he is. Now, I'm just going to jump forward. Because Chris Bourne is all over the back of Derrick. And John Saunders is all over the back of PJ Vitala. So I'll keep an eye on them both and flip between the two of them. We've got 2 minutes to go in the race. And Ricard just carried on in 5th place. Great result for Ricard so far, this. If Ricard can repeat this in the second race, he's going to get himself an average 5th place. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, how do you count the points for the second race when you do a double like this?
So what happens is the reason why both drivers, you've got to race both, is because it doesn't work if you don't. So if someone can't race the second race, basically their points are disqualified from it. So it's as if they've not raced. It's as simple as that. But if a driver finishes in first in the first race and finishes in first the second race, that's 100 points. But we're not going to add 100 points on. What we'll do is we'll average that score out and they'll get that result. So they'll end up with the 50 points, which is what they get for winning overall. So if you end up in 10th place on both races, you get the equivalent of your 10th place position. But if you finish your first race in 10th place and your second race in 5th place, your average position's 7th to 8th. So you get a 7th to 8th points place. Now it does mean you could end up with 2 drivers being on the same points, but that doesn't matter because it's a two-leg stint, if you like. Chris Bourne's got Derrick Byrd here on the inside. He's got a good run. This is all about braking. Oh, Chris has broke early. Good respectful driving. Look at that. Chris has got him right on the last lap, and Lars is now on the last lap. They've closed the gap to Lars to 2 seconds. It was 10 seconds clear before, so I don't know whether Lars has made a mistake.
Jonathan is not having a good race.
He's not.
Off again.
Yes, so I could just see what you've put, Steve. You got dive bombed. Steve, you've got to put these into the incidents. Because this isn't a live stewarded race, we're not going to be looking at all incidents for obvious reasons. There's just too many of them potentially. If you log that, that will be reviewed, and the relevant penalty will be issued to the driver. And obviously the stewards do look at them from all the different angles. I can tell you that from this weekend's racing, it's been a learning curve for everybody. But I think a lot of people have also learned a hell of a lot about the different drivers and stuff. And I was quite interested. I was watching a video David Gerard did before Pit Bits, and it showed him with Neil Bywater behind him, and he said, I can see Neil's going to go for the dive. I thought that was quite interesting. I've made this comment many times. Dave Thompson's gone off. He's not losing time at the moment. You can learn drivers and learn about drivers, and one thing I'll say about Neil Bywater, he's not a diver. So what was quite interesting was David Gerard was unaware of this and said he's going to go for the dive. And as I said, if I was in front of Neil, I would have known Neil wouldn't go for the dive. So it means you don't have to put the same pressure on. John Saunders has gone off on the last lap. He's lost places and he's losing places. So it's been a bit of a disaster for John Saunders, that. And Neil Bywater's gone off as well. I don't know where he's got car damage there, but he's really thinking about getting back on the track. Yeah, he's back up and running again. So the winner, first, second and third, is 696. So I'm going to test my new software, written by myself. Let's see if this works. Now, this does rely on the driver's numbers being correct. So if this is right, fingers crossed. There you go. How's that? There's your podium.
Brilliant.
Just a gimmick, but at least now I'd have to sit there and type in workout with the driver of the days and stuff like that. It does it for me and tells me who's first, second, and third on the podium. So yeah, Lars is definitely back without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, we've just got Terry Howard coming around the corner now. He's just finished it, and then Eric Dont. We got Jeremy. Still cars coming together this late on. You can see Jeremy's car's rather battered there. Quite a nice colour scheme, that. Jonathan Wood's car's looking very, very sad. I don't know how many times he's hit the barrier, but it doesn't look like he's hit it once. It looks like he's hit it quite a few times. In fact, that is pretty poor. Andy Lees has had a great result there, 17th. Billy Stewart just behind him, and Mark Christopher's coming round. He finished in 19th, and you can see his car, in fact, looks like he's out of control. And that car's looking very, very damaged. Wow. In fact, it looks like he can't even steer.
Oh, that's the bad. That looks really bad.
That's very, very sad. I don't think that's going to buff out Mr. Christopher. And that's all the cars. So, guys, what's going to happen now? Server's going to go back onto quali. I'll go back and join quali in a minute. And then we'll go through the qualifying and we'll do it all again and see where the drivers come out. So from that perspective, we'll keep track of who's finished where, and then we'll accumulate the scores at the end. But as I said, any penalties that get logged will be investigated and will be carried out. So I presume, Mr. Howells, you're going to jump back on, because obviously it's a two-legged race, and hopefully you're not going to fall foul to the same problem as before. So I'll just have a quick look down the chat, see if I've missed anything while the drivers are just getting themselves back out into the qualifying, while I've got a placeholder up. Don't know if I'll do the second race, too angry. Okay, Steve, that's your choice. You might not confront the same driver again. Try to use it as a positive. That was a lesson in passing from Dimitri. Nikos, drink some warm milk, relax and go. I don't like milk. Yes, Laszlo's, take a deep breath and go again. Great driver. Yeah, here. Andreas, there we go. Sweden. What else have we got? Oh, you're starting to talk chocolate and whipped cream now. Dutch milk's better, okay. Oh, cheers, Robert. Thanks very much. Yeah, I've got other things in the pipeline I'm working on. it's going to take me a lot more time to program and to develop them. So we'll go back to qualifying now, and I just have to go into drive mode. My apologies. I normally have this set up ready to go. As you can see, I'm really well repaired. It's the first sprint I've done, actually double sprint, so it's slightly different for me. We'll sit on board with Christopher this time while he does his lap. We'll sit in with the 2 laps, his out lap and his fast lap. We'll see where he gets. Bearing in mind, I think he finished 15th before or 16th, so where he gets on this race is going to be important. But he did say in the chat before, I think I was in Facebook, he's going to have to try and tame the beast. So driving the same car over and over again, you get used to it. You get used to its quirks. You get used to know how much you can push it. And I know Mark drives the Aston quite a lot, which I did last season, and you do get to know it really, really well. One thing we've tried to do this season, as you know, with the fixed races, is offer alternative cars. Now, it can be quite eye-opening. So the Group 1 guys had to race the Writer, the Porsche Cup, or the Lambo ST yesterday against the Group 2-3 guys. And it's amazing how different the cars are from a braking, a turning and a gearing perspective. And all your comforts that you're used to with the car, go straight out the window. They really, really do. And you've got to learn a whole new set of toys, in effect. So I think what's good about this is, even though Mark might not like the Porsche, he's giving it a go. And he will learn it, tame it, and then enjoy racing it. But because he's driving a car that's got no traction control, I think it actually makes you drive a car with traction control better, because you become less dependent on it. So I think all these little races we're doing with all the various cars, I think have, the ulterior motive is to get people to drive different cars and feel more comfortable. And what I think's been good is the people who've been in attendance have given it a damn good go. We didn't do anything like that last season, and there was a lot of races that were just the same. So Mark's on his quick lap now, so let's see where he gets to. For quick lap, he wants to be in the 141s, 140s, so that's what I'd set my target to if I was Mark. And he can achieve that because I know he's a Group 1 driver from Group 2 and I've seen his times. I don't think he'll do a 139 because it's not an Aston, but I do think he could do a 140, 141. Yeah, some of the other races we've got with the fixed cars is brilliant. Yeah, Laszlo, that righty yesterday, absolutely loved it. When I got the setup right, the engine noise is phenomenal on it. Such a great car. I mean, yeah, it had no top end, understand. And I know Jeremy went past us in the McLaren like we were walking. But, it was such good fun. I think there was one point, there was 3 of us together. I think you were near us at one point as well. And all the writers were together as if it was almost like set up. But yeah, it was a great little car to race that. And I think we've got the Lambo ST tomorrow, haven't we? So again, that's another quirky car. That doesn't turn, doesn't brake. So I'm going to take the setup from the Writer and put it into the ST. Because that setup I put together yesterday was absolutely brilliant. In fact, Jonathan Wood, who was racing yesterday, he was only doing 135s. 125, sorry it was. And I got into the 123 flats. And he asked me for my setup, so given the setup, he went out and did a 124 straight out the blocks, and obviously he turned out to be really, really quick. Had to reduce the volume of the headset, such a howling at 8,000 RPM. Yeah, but Laszlo, do you not think its rev band wasn't high? It seemed like you had to. It seemed to go into the red band and then stop quickly. So once it got to 8,000, that was it. It was dead. It didn't keep going like the other GT3s do. But God, it didn't half drink fuel as well. The Christopher's first lap was a 142. So we've got a couple of cars coming together already, which is not what we want to see in qualifying. Because first of all, it ruins your qualification lap, and the guys involved are both in the 144, so they're looking right down at the back at the moment. Fastest guy on track is Mr. Wood with a 139.4. He's the only one who's managed to put a decent lap in, to be honest. Everyone else seems to be struggling a little bit. And 139.4 is quick. Much, much quicker than before. They only managed a 139.6 before. But that is a quick lap. But yeah, he's going for that. So who else is going to end up fast? Obviously got John Saunders. Let's jump on board with John. He did a 139.7, but it was a spoilt lap. And he's 5 seconds down, so he can't do this lap at the moment. Who else can we look at? Who's going to be relatively quick? Where's Derrick? Derrick had a good run before. Where's Derrick's name? Can't find Derrick's name. Oh, there's Derrick. Derrick's just started his lap. So Derrick's best lap's a 140.9. So let's see where Derrick gets going. So yeah. So the idea yesterday, Nico, as you know, it was I wouldn't say it was a multi-class race per se. It was kind of a procession, and what I mean by that is the Group 1 guys were never going to win. God, he's got some graphic problems here. Either that or it's me. Seems to be struggling a bit there, Derrick. Switch has gone off. Looks like he's using a game controller the way he's turning that wheel then. Right,
yeah, so I see that too. His front end is kind of wiggling.
Now we do have the pings back, so his ping isn't bad. So I'm wondering whether we've had a connection issue somewhere. But he's turning that wheel a hell of a lot, isn't he? He's not keeping it straight at all, or is it me? Let's see what happens when he goes down the straight, because he's just not keeping it straight. There's something wrong there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a little twitch once in a while.
It seems to be quite a lot. He just, even on the straight, the wheel, he's constantly moving the wheel left and right. Let's see when he gets on the straight here. So it's straight now. That's bizarre, that. That's really bizarre. It just seems to get worse as he gets. He's getting little kicks in the car. So I'm wondering if we've got a connection problem there. So that's Derrick.
It's Tourette's syndrome. That's what it is. It's a Porsche tick. It's a new feature.
I do have a problem though on my scoreboard. I am going to have to come out. It's upside down. I can't work out who's where. Just I'm going to have to disconnect and reconnect. Not the stream, just my software. Because we've carried on, it's got itself confused from the previous race. There we go. John Saunders did a 139.7. Lars has done a 140.2. So I need to put the fastest lap back on again now, don't I?
Yeah, Jonathan is the fastest.
Yeah. And John Saunders is the second fastest. They're the only two in the 139s. So that car's off. Let's look at Derrick. Derrick's 1/10 up. Lars has made a mistake. He's ruined his lap.
Maybe people are exhausted after the first race, and that's why they don't perform here second time around.
I mean, Jonathan Wood, he was his own downfall, so he just needs to keep it on the island to give himself better times, really. As he comes up to the corners, that steering wheel starts turning a lot. Watch it again. I'm sorry if you're obsessed with this, but when he gets on the straight, the wheel goes dead straight, right? So it goes dead straight. As he picks up speed and gets towards the bottom, watch it start getting worse. Just it doesn't make sense at all, that. I'll have to check when I'm driving next what happens with the wheel.
Yeah, the adjustments we see on the wheel as it goes into that first turn, that doesn't make sense at all.
No, that's almost like the netcode's not reading it properly. I mean, he's just spun the wheel basically 180 degrees then. Yeah, I think we might get a connection issue. David Gerrard, PW. Oh dear. I was going to say that's a connection problem, but that was an issue. Let's go back to Helicam. I think we've got a pretty decent view with Helicam. That's qualifying over. So pole ended with three in the 139s. Jonathan Wood with a 139.4. John Saunders with a 139.6. And Lars Eklund with a 139.6. And Chris Bourne's just done a 139.7. So how many cars are out on track? Still quite a few cars trying to put a lap in. Quickly back to the stream.
Yeah, Byrd just went off.
So what we need to think about, Nico, is how we're going to do the next race. But as I said, I think that one was a bit of a procession because there's no way the Group 1 guys were going to win that. But what it was good for was, I mean, certainly for Jeremy. Jeremy did really well passing us. But I think what it's good for is passing a car who's normally quick and working out where they're going to be. So I think, there was definitely benefits in that race for all concerned. And it was nice to do, actually. I did enjoy it. Right, still got a few cars. Right, back in a sec. Okay, quick grid walk. I do think we've lost a driver. Well, I'm not too sure who it is. But anyway, we've got Jonathan Wood on pole this time. John Saunders is in second place. We've got the 696 car of Lars. So Lars has dropped a couple of places. This will become a challenge. Got Chris Bourne in fourth place and Derrick Byrd. So already in this second phase, you can see the top 5 and 6 are different than they were before. We then got David Gerrard, who's in the 6th place car. We then got Andrew Ambrose, who's had a fantastic 7th there, who's actually out sprinted David Noble in the number 8. Then we got Eric Dont, and we've got Jeffrey Vandervoort. Steve Howells has rejoined. Well done, Steve. And we've got Dave Thompson to the right-hand side of him. We've got the 999 car of Becca Loram and PJ Vitale next to that. Then we got Mark Christopher. I think he's one position better than he was before. And Rickard Weston. Jeremy Arabas in the 888 and Neil Bywater in the periodic Porsche. We've then got the 86 car of Kevin Torrance and Terry Howard in the 201. We've then got Trish Simpson in 21st place and Andy Lees in the number 27. And I think these three were very similar to before. We've got Peter Miles, Manuel Sousa and Billy Stewart from running from the back. So let me get, whoops, don't want to do that. I want to go to the helicam. There we go. And we'll sit towards the front just to make sure we catch all the action. So strap in, enjoy the ride. Round 2. I don't think the start's going to be the same. And you can see there a couple of guys flashing the lights, having a bit of fun. I don't think we're going to see the same grid at the end of this. And that's why the averaging works better, because it rewards you for finishing better. And if you've not had a good race in the first round, the second round you can really make it up. So David Gerrard's in 6th. If he finishes in 6th, he will have averaged out a good result there. So that's the incentive of staying in for 2 races. Go. They'll be getting the speed limit in a minute. As they just hit the straight. There you go. They're all going to start slowing down, getting themselves into position. And then as they cross under, I think it's the second line just before they'll go for it. There you go. Green, green, green. And off we go. So Jonathan Woods made a great start, as you expect. Lars is going up the inside against Mr. Saunders. Now he's backed out. Everyone seems to have managed to break again, which is exceptional. That's 2 starts in the Porsche. Oh, contact there. Christopher on Simpson. Becca Loram did make contact with, and they've got another bit of contact, have we? There's quite a bit of contact going on this one, actually. Chris Bourne and Lars Eklund have come together. There's a couple of cars fighting around here. We've got Howells and PJ. Howells up the inside. This is going to get tricky coming up to this bit here, because one's going to want the corner, the other one's in. And Rickard Weston's behind the pair of them. Don't forget the tyres are going to be very cold here, so you don't want to be going for that dive, that mad move, because you just will not make it, and the grip will be at almost 0. So far, so good. This is the other corner that can cause trouble, where drivers bunch up and keep together. So far, so good. Mark Christopher's under pressure there. Looks like Trish Simpson was going to go around the outside, but no, he's managed to hold it. But Trish is still going for the power. Christopher's angle is much, much better there.
Jonathan have a drive-through penalty from the start.
What, from speeding?
I would think so. The other 3 incidents, I looked at them real quick, and they were more a bump on the rear bumper, no action, and then 2 others were door-to-door. So far, really good.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the Jonathan drive-through now, yeah. I've just put that up on the screen as well, in case anybody missed it. But Jonathan Wood has got a drive-through penalty, and he's serving it. So he's gone from hero to 0 in 1 lap. And that's the nature of the beast. And Chris Bourne is putting pressure on John Saunders. And looks like Chris has actually managed to pass Lars as well there. So that's pushing Jonathan down the leaderboard, because it's a drive-through penalty. He's keeping going. He is going to be right at the back. Jeremy's had a problem because he's also at the back. And there goes Billy. So we're going to see a very irate Mr.
Jeremy and Billy got together. I think it was Billy that missed the breaking point completely and hit Jeremy.
Okay, so Jeremy's up and running again. So I think we're going to see Jonathan Wood put his foot down now. Jonathan Wood's going to put a lot of pressure there on Billy. As you can see, he's already got Billy. I don't think Jonathan will give in, but his problem is here, his tyres aren't going to be at full tilt. So he's going to come into this corner. He's going to want to go up the inside of Billy, but I think he's going to try and do it wide first and cut the angle in. He might just go a bit too deep. Now he's managed it. He's got it going there. So I know it's a battle at the back, but it's quite interesting to see where Jonathan comes out of this. Because we do know Jonathan can drive quick if he keeps it on the track. Billy's angles there were brilliant. That was really tidy back for Billy there. And again, Billy's managed to get the power down, but Jonathan's took the inside. He'll always get more out the inside. I will jump to someone else in a minute. There's a battle going on further. Is Jonathan going for it the inside? Jonathan's gone for the inside. Very clean indeed. Made sure he's got that corner. Still thinking about it, the pair of them. Now Jonathan has got this corner and will put his foot down and will gain. Neil Bywater's gone off. Oh, what's happened there? That looks like quite a biggie. A couple of cars. I think Neil's gone off and he's collected someone in the process, or someone's collected him. There's 3 cars been involved in something here. I'm not too sure what it is. So just keep an eye on this, what's gone on there. And it was Neil who showed us losing time straight away. So far, so good. Oh, he's hit the curb. Oh, that's a big one. And he's come across. He's a passenger. That's took Becker out. Then, oh, Triss has... Oh, dear. That is... yeah, that's an ouch moment. I think it's fair to say there. Becker was an absolute passenger there. And that's destroyed 3 cars. Wow. So,
yeah, I don't know how you actually sanction those kind of things, because he gets out there and it wasn't like he did a unsafe entry. He couldn't control the car.
I mean, once you've hit that barrier, you're an absolute guest, aren't you? It tells you where you're going and you don't have any control. I mean, That's just one of them, isn't it? You're right. It's a sanction, but there's no way you can help it. You know, you've become a passenger. You've hit the barrier. The barrier's determined where you're going to end up. So running with Dave Thompson here is putting pressure on Eric Dont, and you can see PJ and the Howells are behind them as well. Jonathan Wood is now ramping through the field. He's just passed Jeremy, and he's 5 seconds off Peter Miles. He'll have caught Peter Miles by the end of this lap. Peter Miles is putting pressure on Kevin, and Kevin's putting pressure on Andy Lees. Now Andy Lees is up to 15th place, so his net gain so far is really, really good. I'll jump back to Dave Thompson. We'll see if Peter gets him here. No, he's not going to get him. He's not got a good run off there. Let's see what's going on. Back to the chat. Yeah, jump start Jonathan Laszlo. That's right. Here, see him. Too eager with that gas pedal, that big heavy pedal, getting his boots on it. And yeah, Willie, very huge indeed. Very impressive. The way the cars took off down the track. So Eric's putting, trying to keep Dave Thompson behind here. Yeah, the ping's gone again, so yeah, there's obviously some connection issue. It could be my connection issue, but Dave Thompson's car looks like it's wiggling a little bit, like Derrick's was before. Oh, and there goes Eric. Eric's tapped the barrier. He's just got it wrong coming out that corner, and he's over-rotated, and he's lost a couple of places. If he carries on, he'll be losing the place to Andy Lees as well. We'll think he's good. Is he going to get it? No, Andy Lees. So Eric's having a bit of nightmare there. He's facing the completely wrong way, which means he's going to have to wait for all cars to pass, and that's really pushed him down. So he's now in 20th position. Mark Christopher must have had an off as well, because he's in 21st. I did miss that. That didn't come up on my screen. Back to Howells. So Howells is putting pressure on PJ now. And obviously that means because Eric's gone, Dave Thompson's disappearing. And he really is. He's just put his foot down. He's made this gap more than a second and a half in a very short part of it. Jonathan's passed Peter Miles. And Jonathan's on the back end of Kevin Torrance. So Jonathan's on a mission here. He has got a bit of a gap to Andy Lee's though, so I think he's going to take a couple of laps to catch Andy Lee's up. So you can see there he's going for that. Well, he's the second off Andy Lee's. I think he'll get Andy Lee's at the end of this lap as well. He's gone up the inside. Yeah, I think he might get Andy Lee's. I don't think Andy Lee's will fight him. Because he'll see it's Jonathan Wood and the fact that the guy is a little bit quicker. But he's not going to give up. It's just for position, this. And Lee's has got a choice of being 14th or 15th. I know where I'd want to be. But the reality kicks in is you're against one of the Group 1 races. But yeah, it's always interesting to watch one of the guys who were from the Group 1 sitting at the back and trying to make their way through the field. Because the speed at which they catch cars up, you just see the difference. But then it's always trying to pass. Now, Dave Thompson has gained because Van der Voort's gone off. And he's now facing the wrong way. So that means he's going to lose a lot of places. And is Andy Lee's going to get that space as well? Andy Lee's is coming round, but he's not going to make it. He's just out of place there. And Jonathan Wood's going to get Andy Lee's, I think. He's going to get him on the chicane, isn't he? He's going to go down here. He's got a better run. And Andy Lee's will probably just let him go. So you can see there, he's going to get him. Dave Thompson's running slow. He's going again. He must have gone off Dave Thompson. He's up and running. He's in 8th place. He's now trying to track Dave Noble down. Dave Noble's 3 seconds up in front of him. Mark Christopher's got off. Again, a bit of a shout out to PWS, preciouswashes.co.uk, along with Syndeo.world and Aqua Green. And thank you to everybody who makes donations to eSeniors. All greatly received and allows us to carry on providing this service for you guys. So we are fully grateful for everything. Obviously, it allows us to carry on racing as well. Without you guys, there's none of us. So, but yeah, Mark Christ has not tamed the beast yet, shall we say? Terry Howard's putting pressure on Ricard.
Thornton Miles.
And there's been an incident at the front. Now, what's happened here? Big incident. Pole incident. Leader incident. I think Chris Bourne's got his braking point wrong, you know. He's took Saunders off. And the reason why I say that is because he looks like he's holding his position. But no, unless Saunders has spun it and I've done an injustice to Bourne, let's see what happens. Oh, he spun it. He's lost the back end. Oh, he's car's passing him. He's now in 11th place. Derrick Byrd's going slower. So we got David Gerrard now. Much better race second part. Can he keep it on the track? Can he keep it going? Going to give him really good points this. When they're averaged out. And that's what I'm saying. Second race, keep it clean. Just do what you need to do. And the points will speak for themselves. That's exactly what David's doing here. Stephen Howells, I'm going to go back to Howells. Because Howells is still putting pressure on PJ. And John Saunders is putting pressure on Ricard after his spin-off. So I'll keep an eye on him. He's 2/10. In fact, I'll jump back to him. He's going up the inside on Ricard. So he's had a great run there. Get that much pace, he's got to be running less wing, which will make the car even more twitchy. Got that gripping really well, though. And you can see there, Terry Howard is right on the back end of Ricard. Wasn't this the battle in the first bit? Terry and Ricard, or was that somebody else? I'm sure these two guys are racing in the first part like this. You're sick of the sight of him, wouldn't you? Big green car behind you. So, Aqua Green's best-selling product is called Unicorn. Right, okay. It's magical. Can't be real then, because unicorns aren't real. And there you can see Ambro has made a bit of a mistake, but he's managed to rejoin without causing too much of a problem there. That's a very safe rejoin. Yeah, he's not really disrupted the car, and you can see there Jonathan Wood is now into 12th place. But Jonathan Wood is really trying. And Van der Voort's gone off. He's gone off in the same place as Andrew Ambro. In fact, that's exactly where he went off before. And he's lost loads of places, including Andy Lee's. So Andy Lee's is now into 14th place. So I know he's getting pressure put on him by Kevin. But in that David Bowie liveried Porsche, which is fantastic, by the way, he's in 14th place. He's made massive gains from the first race alone there. And keep it clean. Keep it on track. And as I said, the points will reward you. I'm not doubting you, Darren, at all. They're running 24 runners, so somebody's quit out now. I'm not too sure who it is. Tris Simpson's gone off. He's trying to do the track backwards. That's a very novel and unique way of attempting Zandvoort. Certainly not one I've seen before. Going backwards around the track. His car's looking very, very sad. So I think he's definitely over-rotated that car into the corner. That's not the best corner. He is running last. So he's getting passed by the back markers there. That's a really difficult place to rejoin, because he's got to try and rotate the car all the way round on what is a fast part of the track. Oh, dear, dear. He got away with that. Must be very careful he doesn't wipe someone out.
Or hitting the fence.
Well, he's hit the fence, I think. There's no way he's going to do that. Oh, he's just managed to get away with it. Wow.
Yeah, otherwise it's been pretty clean. There hasn't really been any big items going on the contacts.
I think you're right there. The incidents we've had have been self-inflicted. And in fact, Ricard, he's also made a mistake. Again, another self-inflicted mistake. So quite a lot of going on here. Quite a lot going on. Mark Christopher's, I'm trying to work out, and he's rotated that. He's facing the wrong way. I think we're going to see him retire here. Yeah, there you go. He's decided to quit. He's called it a day. He's not playing. He's not playing with this ball anymore, Mr. Christopher. Yeah, so that's another driver gone. Tris Simpson's off again. He's up and running again, but he did go off. So I don't know. I think he just made a bit of a twitch there. Billy's in the pits. Billy Stewart. But again, the fact that he's in the pits, he's still going to get scores. Mark Christopher, in hindsight, probably just should have sat in the pits. At least he got something rather than nothing. But he may turn around and say he's not racing it again. Now, Dave Thompson's putting great pressure on David Noble here. This is for 5th place. And this gives them the pleasure to try and track David Gerrard down, which I don't think they'll catch. He's too far ahead. So this is the best battle on track at the moment. Let's go to the rear wing of Mr. Noble and just see what it looks like from his view. See where Mr. Thompson's gaining or losing. He's definitely got him under braking. Very good there, under braking. And then Noble just pulls away a little bit. In fact, he's got a much better grunt pulling away than Mr. Thompson. Again, under braking, Thompson's really good. And Mr. Howard's gone off. He's running again. So Terry Howard just went wide, I think, there. And Jonathan Wood has now managed to pass him as well. So Jonathan's made it into the top 10. So his disastrous first race and what could have been a disastrous second race, he's got his head down and just got on with it. And he's now in 10th place. Granted, he's a hell of a distance behind the next car, which is Mr. Saunders, which I don't think he will catch. But I'm going to jump forward one car to Mr. Gerrard. He's putting pressure on Derrick Byrd now. So one of the PWS bunch. The nice liveries on this car with PWS and the aqua green at the bottom. And the PWS swishes at the back of that car as well.
So do you have a view that shows the gains, kind of the little blue and red or green and red arrows?
The position gains, I can do that. So let me see position delta. That one. So yeah, Eric's lost 11 places. One of the big gainers is PJ, as is Dave Thompson, both 6th and 7th places respectively. Howard has made 8 places, believe it or not, and Andy Lees has made 8 places. So Andy Lees with Howard are the 2 big gains. And there's been an incident at the back, Sousa and Bywater. So I'm not too sure what's happened there. So Bywater in the periodic Porsche has caught up the green Porsche of Manuel. Let's see where this goes. The Bywater's gone on the outside. Not too sure what's going on here. I think he's missed his braking point. He's missed his... Oh, yeah, he's missed his braking point, hasn't he? And he's took Neil out as a result of that. So, yeah, Neil's life flashed before his eyes there. Don't know what the periodic version of that is, but it flew before his eyes. David Gerrard is still putting pressure on. He's just lost a little bit of time there. He went wide, I think, coming out the last bend, and I had to just leave the accelerator touch ever so slightly. Terry Howard's off. Whoa! Oh, the car's going to make it. Oh, he's managed to survive. Wow. Brilliant. You can see his car's damaged, though. Wow, that looked spectacularly well. The cars were diving around him. Well, kudos to all the drivers for missing him. Wow. John Saunders now is putting pressure on PJ. You can see there Steve Howells is also putting pressure on Saunders. I do think Saunders has just passed Howells, so that's why it looks better than it looks a better battle than I think it actually is.
Yeah, what we saw there, it's important when you see the yellow flag, in front of you, make sure you pay attention.
Absolutely. Well, that'd have been double waved yellows, that. If in the car you used the cockpit, you'd have seen number 2 in the yellow flag, just to indicate there's a car stopped on track. So if you see a yellow flag, a single yellow flag, it means that the car stopped off track. See double yellow flag or a flag with a number 2 in it, it indicates the car on track stopped. So they're the ones to be more aware of. Darren's just informing Mark Christopher was disconnected. So I have said I think there's some connection issues going on at the moment because I'm not seeing the ping in the game, and normally I see the ping. And a couple of the cars, it's not obvious, but I'm seeing the twitching erratically. Dave Thompson's was doing it before as well. He was coming out of a corner and the back end had just moved for no reason, and it didn't look like a driving twitch. Well, Jeffrey Vandervoort is putting pressure on Jeremy now. So we've seen Jeffrey here has spun twice in the same place, and he's lost a hatful of places as a result of it. So he's now putting pressure. In fact, there's a good train of cars coming up here now. 11 minutes to go. And we've got, that's Tris Simpson behind, but he's a lap down, I believe. So he's not part of this battle. Yeah, Melvin. Eunice is on her way. We didn't do too bad yesterday, to be honest, with the storm. I had to go in the garden this morning and resort the chair and tables out, but that was it. We're expecting worse tomorrow, but not as bad as the south, where there's a red weather warning. Who knows what tomorrow will bring. But yeah, I think you're right. It's just starting to play its evil hand as we speak, shall we say. So, I wonder if you've got... Darren, Mark had a power cut yesterday, didn't he? I wonder if it's the same sort of thing. It's been disconnected because of loss of power. Oh, and there's a car off. And that's Kevin Torrance has gone off and hit the barrier. He needs to be careful rejoining there because he stuck it right in the middle of the track. And Terry's managed to get round him there. So Steve has managed to pass John. Which is a surprise. So I don't know if John's made a mistake there. I don't mean that disrespectfully to Steve. We know John's a fast driver. So all I can think of is he made a mistake or he's realised he can't fight. And Howells is now putting pressure on PJ. But this is great. If Howells can make this stick, it's going to put him in 7th place. And when you consider he weren't going to race this second race, that's the justification. So his game went blocky, then threw him off. He might be on the team's Discord. All right. And he's just had to do a reinstall, hasn't he? Yeah. 80 mile an hour. Might be on, yeah. So battle in front results. Jonathan gaining on them. Yeah, Jonathan's running well now. Eric's gone off at the back. He's decided he wants to park it on the way to the pits. So his car's going to be a bit unhealthy. Is he going into the pits? No, he's carrying on. Well, you can see. I mean, he's already a lap down now, so that's not really going to hurt him. Dave Thompson, David Noble's put his headlights on. I'm coming through sort of thing. And Dave Thompson, with 8 minutes to go, is putting pressure on. So I think Dave Thompson will be much happier with his second lap. You'll see Dave's car twitch in a minute. And it just seems to, yeah, you can just see it going around that corner. And again there, it's just twitching. I think there's a connection issue somewhere. You just see his car moving ever so slightly. I think there's a netcode issue going on here. Let's go in his cockpit and see if he's got the same problem we had with Derrick. So his wheel's dead straight at the moment. You'd expect a bit of movement there, but it's not erratic. But you can see he's got like a flicker. We're watching the stream and you can see his car's moving erratically. I think there's issues somewhere with the connection, and whether it's a Oh,
yeah, hit the curb there.
He did. Not that it's commentator's curse. Let's jump back to Jeffrey Van der Voort, because Jeffrey Van der Voort's still putting pressure. He's managed to pass Jeremy. He's now trying to gain on Andy Lees. And John Saunders and Steve Howells are still at it. I will keep an eye on that, and if it looks like there's going to be a pass, I'll jump to it. But obviously, just keep an eye on this. In fact, there's the pass. Steve's made it on PJ. PJ's got it again, but Steve's got the inside line for the next corner. So Steve
nice and clean.
Steve will claim this now, and PJ's now got John Saunders to battle with. And I think we'll see Steve just get his foot down a little bit now and disappear. So he's made 7th place, Steve. So combination, as I said before, of the two results, he's now starting to look really good in comparison to where he was. Lap times for John and Jonathan, Mark, please. I can put the lap times on, I think. Let me see if I can see what the lap time... Actually, I can't show you the lap times. It doesn't let me do that. There you go.
Jonathan's Woods best is 139.8. He's running 145 now, right now, 140.5.
Yeah, 140. Yeah, 145.15 was his last. Saunders 142.185. PJ 142. So Jonathan's a second and a half quicker. So in 2 laps, if he can do it, he's going to be there with John Saunders. And you can see Saunders looks like he's going to get PJ here. Maybe, maybe not. He seemed to go wide, PJ, but it looks like Saunders couldn't get the power down. I don't know if he's got an issue there or not. Neil, apologies to anyone caught in my... So it's Hughes quit then. Oh no, in fact, there's not just you, there's a few have gone.
Yeah, Thompson is off.
Yeah, just seen him go off there. He's just gone wide. That's the same corner again, isn't he? He did before.
Yeah, the last corner there is a killer if you get it wrong.
And there goes Jonathan Wood. So Wood has now made it into the top 10. He's 9th. So, yeah, and the battles are still going in front. I'll tell you what, if Jonathan Wood carries on, he's going to join this battle. This is going to make the last lap very interesting. And Triss has made contact with Jeffrey Van der Voort. Not sure who. It looks like it was a bit of a tap there, really. I'm just going to keep an eye on this. You can see Jonathan behind them. He's just starting to poach. He'll see this. Ooh, he got a bit... PJ's car's all over the place. Yeah, I think there's definitely connection issues. Are we going to see Jonathan make an absolute... He's 2.5 seconds behind at the moment. I'll keep an eye on that clock. And he's not going to make it happen because he's binned it. He's come round the corner and he's binned it. After all that hard work, and he's not the only one to bin it. Jeremy binned it too. In fact, Jeremy's binned it in the same corner he did before. So, yeah, the tyres are obviously starting to pay a heavy toll now. Howells just flew off. He's easily comfortable compared to these two guys now. He's nearly a second quicker than them both. So you can see the gap's getting bigger and bigger. Nah, Melvin Woods just made a mistake. So, and another guy who's binned it is Mr. Howard. He wanted to go picking flowers as well. So he's made a bit of a mistake. John Saunders is running slow. He must have eased off coming out the corner. He's back up to full power again now. The quickest person on track at the moment is Lars Eklund. His last lap was a 140.4. Chris Bournes was a 140.9. Quickest after that is David Gerrard with a 141.1. So David Gerrard's still doing really, really well. He's putting pressure on Derrick. He's 3/10 up on Derrick. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. Well, let's just see if we can see any distance on that. And you can see there, I think that was Manuel in front who's just gone wide. So they're catching up a back marker. New CPU tomorrow. So what you going for, Neil? I still think my i5's brilliant. I can still play the game, full graphics and everything. So I'm streaming. I've got all this going on, and don't have a problem with it.
Those two last incidents with Van der Voort, I think he was lapping Trish.
Yeah.
And he tapped him in the back 2 times. So
right.
I think that's what the incidents were.
What, Trish hit him or Van der Voort hit
Now,
Trish?
Van der Voort was, because I think Trish had a blue flag and Van der Voort got very close to him and kind of tapped him
Got
2
you.
times.
Right. Understood, yeah. I said David Gerrard was catching Derrick here. Craig Holmes about Craig. Pentium, yay! No, it's got to be a 4860X, mate. A 120 AMD. So Nikos is going for driver of the day as Lars. Don't forget, guys, my drive of the day graphic. I haven't finished yet. 8086. There we go. It's not finished yet, so it's work in progress. So it's a pretty boring one at the moment. I am working on graphics, and I would put players' faces on there, but as Nico's doesn't want to share his photograph, I can't really do it for one. Oh, and Gerard's lost it. He's lost the back end. I think Neil's getting a Cyrix 686. Remember the Cyrix chip? Wow. Wolfenstein 386 SX. DX or SX, Willie? Yeah, mine's an i5 11, Neil. Absolute brilliant chip, the i5. Best value for money. Saunders is off, and he's going further down the track here. He's made a mistake and spun it again. So he's really had a miserable second part of this race. Again, obviously someone who doesn't fight with this car. Leaders on the final lap. Anyone else got driver of the day? Darren, that will be on YouTube. Sorry, Darren. I just know the way he works, and I can see that's exactly what he's going to put. Well, that tickled me. That well done, Darren. Cheers for that. Driver of the day, maybe 27. 27 is Andy Lees. He did say Steve Howells because of his recovery after the depression of the first race. IndyCar, the compact. Yeah. And you had to use that card before you could race. Come on, guys, 38 seconds. Driver of the day. Got to vote for Andy. Got to vote for Steve Howells. And we got to vote for Lars. Mr. Lees. Okie doke. So, as I said, this isn't the best graphics because I haven't finished it. So, no laughing. Andy Lees' car number 27. And he will get driver of the day. So I've improving that, so just ignore that, alright? That's just my graphics. Work in progress. I don't have time to sit there programming all the time, so I'm doing it when I can. And the idea is I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. You see Chris Bourne is going to take pole and the podium. He's upped himself from second place. Lars is going to get second place.
Has finished the race.
And Derrick Byrd is going to take third place. His third place on the run.
Great race. It's been pretty clean. Race control is happy.
Yeah, and wait for Derrick to cross the line. He's not finished yet. He can still smash the barriers. And there's our podium. There you go. Chris Bourne, Lars Eklund, Derrick Byrd, first, second, and third. Great race. There's just a few cars to come over the line yet.
Andy Lees just crashed.
Andy Lees has crashed. Oh no, his contact. There's contact with him and Jeffrey Van der Voort. Jeffrey Van der Voort's come off worst. Oh, Jeffrey Van der Voort's definitely come off worst. Andy,
he got the spin and then Van der Voort collected him.
Yeah, you can see Andy's car. He still finished 12th though. Still good gains that. He'll be kicking himself though doing that. Just want to thank Krista for being my eyes on the road and let me know what's been going on when I've missed it.
All right,
Krista,
my pleasure.
And thanks everyone for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Just got a couple of drivers to finish the line. The race is more or less over. Yeah, good racing all around that. Enjoyed that. So thank you very much, everybody. I don't think the race tomorrow will be streamed because I'm racing in it. But I think we'll see where we're up to Saturday and Sunday. So enjoy the rest of your day, regardless of what you got planned, and I hope you stay safe. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.